Hello, my name is Alexander and I welcome you to our channel. Today I would like to focus on the cover of greenhouses. Let's consider the main types of greenhouse covers that have been used and are still used today. The main one, that is, the classic, is considered to be glass. It has been used for over 300 years and is in principle a fairly popular cover with positive characteristics, but the main one is naturally high light transmittance. This is about 90% of the light flux passes normally through the glass. Huge areas are made using this material. Time does not stand still and new translucent materials have appeared that are not inferior in their characteristics to glass. The first and one of the popular materials that came to replace glass and was widely used was this film. Greenhouse films appeared in the 70s, began to be widely used and were mainly used for unheated greenhouses, because in addition to light transmittance and low cost, it has a very high thermal conductivity, that is, heating a film greenhouse is quite expensive. In the early 2000s, the popularity of cellular polycarbonate as a material that began to be used for greenhouses, that is, it appeared here and in principle, the first polycarbonate greenhouses began to appear quite quickly both on dacha plots and expand further and further into industrial and farms. They were slightly slowed down by the fact that along with high-quality polycarbonate, a stream of Chinese raw materials poured in that did not have ultraviolet protection. And by the way, the cost of ultraviolet protection in the polycarbonate itself reaches 20–30% of the cost of the material itself, so simply saving on ultraviolet protection will significantly reduce the cost of polycarbonate. At the moment, there are three main materials that are used for covering greenhouses: glass, film, and polycarbonate. Glass is gradually losing popularity. First, it is quite expensive. Second, even with its high light transmittance, glass has good thermal conductivity. This is why houses have at least double glazed windows. Single glazed windows do not keep heat well. The same applies to greenhouses. If you use glass in a greenhouse, you should use double glazed windows. This is much more expensive than single glazed windows. As a result, glass greenhouses are much more expensive than polycarbonate greenhouses and even more expensive than film greenhouses. The popularity of polycarbonate greenhouses is growing. Film greenhouses are also popular, especially among farmers. So what is better for a greenhouse, film or cellular polycarbonate? Cellular polycarbonate has a thickness of 4 to 32 millimeters. In a greenhouse, it is optimal to use a thickness of 4 to 16 millimeters. 16 millimeters is even the extreme option, as it loses light transmittance but has good insulation. Polycarbonate is usually double or triple chambered. If you choose film, it should be greenhouse film. This means that it has UV protection, which helps it to withstand the sun's rays. Film is a good option for arched greenhouses. However, if you want to grow plants in a gable or lean-to greenhouse, it is better to use polycarbonate. This is because gable and lean-to greenhouses have sharp angles. Under the weight of snow and other loads, film can simply tear if it is not properly secured. In general, polycarbonate works better than film on flat surfaces. Next, we move on to the fact that if we want to use a greenhouse all year round, a single layer film will definitely not work for us. But if we still stop at the film, there is a very good option when double films are used and, moreover, air is supplied to the interfilm space and a layer of air is formed between the outer surface and the inner surface of the greenhouse. This internal layer can reach 30 centimeters in some cases, even 50 centimeters. Thanks to the fact that two layers are immediately fixed, here is a mounting option. I took this porous pressure bar into its springs. The fastening of two films actually happens very simply. One layer of pion boxes is applied here and the second layer of film is applied, and then it can be shown like this. That is, with the help of pressure springs, it is fixed like this. Thus, we immediately have a non-disruptive method. The film is not damaged, two layers are sealed hermetically. It is very convenient to inflate air into this space and it is quite airtight and holds air pressure well. With the advent of double-layer film greenhouses, such greenhouses have become very close in terms of characteristics, namely in terms of insulation, to polycarbonate with a thickness of 8–10 millimeters, and the market of farmer greenhouses has begun to use double-layer coating more. At the same time, greenhouses behave perfectly in the winter period. That is, the thermal conductivity of such a coating is about 3 to 3.5 watts per square meter per degree, which is similar to 8–10 millimeter polycarbonate. It requires constant maintenance. You need to constantly check the quality of the insulation. If the film breaks, the airtightness is immediately lost, and it may deflate. A greenhouse with double film should only work when inflated because it has very high rigidity like a mattress. As soon as it is inflated, it immediately loses all its structural and bearing capacity. Secondly, if we take polycarbonate greenhouses, using high-quality polycarbonate, we can achieve a warranty period of up to 10 years. With film, we will get a maximum of 5 years, so we will have to replace the film once, compared to if we use cellular polycarbonate. Cellular polycarbonate significantly increases the bearing capacity of the frame itself, and secondly, such a greenhouse does not require constant supervision. There is another interesting point when polycarbonate is used. Even 8mm triple chamber polycarbonate has much better thermal conductivity than double film. By the way, the polycarbonate that is currently used in greenhouses has a warranty of up to 15 years. In this way, each of the materials performs its function, both film and polycarbonate. If we want to choose something for our greenhouse, the first thing we need to understand is what configuration it is. If we have a gable or lean-to greenhouse, it is still worth using cellular polycarbonate. If we have an arched structure, then both cellular polycarbonate and film will equally perform their task. If we want to build a greenhouse with a smaller budget, we can also use film. So the choice is up to you. If you have spring-autumn greenhouses, you can safely use a single film coating or a 4–6 millimeter polycarbonate thickness. If you have a winter greenhouse, it is better to focus on double film with inflation or polycarbonate with a thickness of 8–10 millimeters. Both greenhouses will operate normally. The only difference is that a greenhouse made of cellular polycarbonate will last significantly longer as a material. This is Alexander from the Teplitca Company, live in the rhythm of progress and harmony with nature.